We're two hitchhikers. We met while hiking Mount Baldy with mutual friends, wasted no time, got engaged on a frozen alpine lake, got hitched, and have been adventuring together since. We're embarking on a new adventure of living big in a tiny home. Let's see how this goes.
Adventure awaits.
In between the varied precipitation around here, our ruts have only gotten deeper. But we found a sweet spot to level things off a bit with the backhoe. We have to do this before the next rains come. It's hard to believe that February has come and will soon be gone, which means the growing season will be here sooner than we know it. We have decided to move the garden area to a location with a little bit more shade, a little bit more of a natural windbreak, and an area a whole lot more convenient to access. But it does require us to level things off quite a bit more, which means, yep, you guessed it, more rocks. Well, it is Saturday morning and Ruben is actually not working at the shop today. So we're gonna try and get as much done here as we can. As you can tell from the clouds behind me, we've got a little bit of a storm coming in. I know we're not the only ones, but we're gonna try and get as much done around here as we can before the winds really start to kick up. Probably around 1 o'clock or so, and then we'll see how much we can get done after that point. But he is working on the backhoe right now, and I'm just getting things together for what we're gonna try to do today.
So every time that you work this machine, you're supposed to grease the joints so that you don't wear components out. These things work really, really hard, so you just gotta grease it.
I'm taking a quick little hike around our property collecting some mushrooms because these will actually help our composting pile. Now, I'm not a mushroom expert, so these are definitely not mushrooms that I'm going to be harvesting for food eating, but the spores will help tremendously to our compost pile. So I'm trying to not pluck or pick a bunch of mushrooms from a location. I'm trying to go through a few different areas, that way we leave them growing where they need to be, because I do help the natural environment here. But well, today is an earth moving day. I'm trying to speak a little loud because of the wind. So Ruben is over there at it again, trying to level that off and making a little bit of a wall on that side with those massive boulders that we're unearthing. And I'm here hand moving some of this gravel to make it a little bit more level because we still have a little bit more work to do before we are able to compact it down. So we're just gonna get done what we can before the storm comes in. It may just be wind today, which is fine because we can work in the wind, but if the rain comes, then we'll have to stop. So here we go.
Tasha wants her garden beds, so I'm gonna give her the best garden bed ever.
Yay me!
Yay you!
am finishing up the last of leveling this out. I think we're gonna leave it alone because we're expecting some rain and that will help the gravel to settle a little bit, and then we'll go at it again after a couple of days. But I'm gonna stop, kind of wrap up here, and then see if I can go give Ruben a hand and see how he's doing leveling everything over to where we're going to have the new garden bed. His plans are always much bigger and loftier than mine, so hey, I'm excited because that rock wall, it'll end up being a really good windbreak for the crops that we plant here. Not crops, it's a garden. Maybe it'll turn into crops. Who knows?
The 10-foot chain barely wraps around it.
I don't understand.
We've removed all of the major rocks we need to in order to be able to level it off. We still have a slight grade that we need to shift earth from one side to the other, because the last thing we want is to have half of our garden dry and the other half with soggy soil. The wind is getting stronger and the rain is falling more consistently, so we're calling it a day. It's time to head inside and warm up by the fire. We still have a little bit more work to do, but all in all, we got a lot done, especially considering this pleasant weather. So this here is the wood that we acquired from the 2 trees, the dead trees that we felled here from the property just a few days ago. So now I need to break these down into smaller pieces that will fit into our mini wood stove. Now, all of this is juniper wood. Typically, I can get by with using the hatchet, our neighbor's cows. This is a lot lighter, so I prefer to use this, but this wood is kind of dense. So I'm finding that this is doing the job. So we'll just get a little extra workout today. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is crooked. What we found out is there's a running joke here in this county that if you want your house to stand straight, you build it like this. And then after 2 years, the wind will make it stand up straight. So that's what happened here. It's not gonna last another couple of months, this garden bed. It's on its last leg. All right, well, I am finished for the day. It is hot. It's like, I can barely see the thermometer on the side of the house, but we're just shy of 55 degrees and I am burning up. Granted, I have been working hard, but I'm not ready for summer yet. I'm A-okay with some cool weather for still a couple more months. But it is going to rain tomorrow, so I wanted to get all this cleared up and get all of the rounds and the wood out of the open air where rain can fall on it and compromise our wood. So as you can see, I still have some rounds back there. I've got to put these away. And then we have some more rounds under the house. What I have processed so far is there in the wood shed. Hopefully you can see that. That should get us through the next couple of months and we should be fine, I think, for the rest of the season. But if not, we've got more rounds to process. I don't think we're gonna have to fell any more trees for firewood for fuel at this point. So this is the size of the kindling. This is what we start our fire with. It's cute, right? It's tiny. And then this here is sort of the average size of the logs, quote, logs that we burn. So this is juniper, it smells amazing. And then this is pine. Yeah, they both burn pretty hot. We are very much in love with the smell of the juniper when it burns. It smells awesome. From what we know, everybody loves it. They just hate dealing with the bark of the juniper. It is a messy bark, especially around here. Well, it's not messy because of the area, but it rips. It does a lot of damage to equipment because we have such a loamy type of soil that the bark holds on a lot of to like the sand and grit. So it takes a toll on the chainsaws. But what I will use this stuff for is compost. So everything will be utilized and we will stay warm and toasty. And yeah, the juniper just smells like we're burning incense inside. We love it. But I need to get dinner started because it is getting later in the afternoon and I want to make sure that Ruben has a nice hot meal because he's been working 12 to 16 hour days for the last couple of weeks. So he needs his fuel and he needs to stay warm. So inside I go.
Parkour! Michael, parkour! Parkour!
Well, family, that wraps up this week's update. We got a good jump start on our future garden bed area. Hopefully the weather is a little kind to us this coming week. That way we can get a little bit ahead of the projects that are waiting for us. Check back next week to see what updates we have for you. As always, thank you for watching and we'll see you next week.